Hey everyone, John here from TestPrepInsight.com, and today I'm going to be recapping and running down our list of the best digital SAT courses on the market heading into 2024. A lot of companies have updated their programs for the new digital version of the SAT, so today we're going to take a look at a bunch of them and rank them. But before we dive right in, just as a heads up that since I'll just be covering the major highlights in this video, if you find you need some more detail at any point, you can always check out our full detailed written guide covering these courses over on our website. An easy way to get there is just to Google Test Prep Insight Best SAT Courses. That's a quick way to find it. Alright, so like I just mentioned, a lot of SAT prep companies have updated their courses this past fall to align with the new version of the SAT that's coming out in 2024. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, basically the SAT has gone digital. Instead of the old school pencil and paper tests, from here on out, you're going to be taking the SAT on a laptop or tablet. You'll still be testing in a test center, but you'll be taking the exam in an app that you'll download at home ahead of time. And otherwise, the test is mostly the same. You'll still be tested on the same subjects, the formatting of problems is largely the same, and College Board is still using the same scoring system. But there are a few big differences. Obviously, the switch to a computer-based test from pencil and paper is huge, but the test is also shorter now. It's going from about 3 hours down to 2. The test is now adaptive, meaning that each section will get harder or easier as the test progresses depending on your early performance. And there's no longer a no calculator part on the math section. Those are the main differences, and they're definitely reason enough for all of these companies to revamp their study plans and materials. So with that in mind, in late 2023, we purchased and re-reviewed a bunch of SAT prep courses to see what updates these companies have made for the digital version of the exam, and some companies have made some big updates while others haven't done much, if anything. So here's how our list of best courses shakes out after giving out new ratings. The course with the highest overall grade is Kaplan. They were our highest rated SAT course before the change to digital, and they're still our #1 course. So here's why. First, in terms of features, Kaplan gives you pretty much everything you'd want or need. Live classes, on-demand video lessons, practice problems, full-length computer adaptive practice tests, score reports, problem explanations, prep books, a study calendar, and a whole lot more. Honestly, it's about the most comprehensive digital SAT prep program that we've reviewed and surprisingly priced pretty reasonably given all that you get. But getting back to the actual course, I think Kaplan has done a really good job of streamlining everything down into a very manageable and effective learning structure for teens. And that all starts with their on-demand video lessons. They are the highlight of this course in my opinion. Their video lessons are just so different from other prep companies' lectures, and they're really engaging. They kind of take the cool, casual approach with your instructor on screen, either sitting on a couch or at a desk, just kind of walking you through concepts in plain terms. It's a little informal and probably not what you're used to, but it's very purposeful and well designed. They just chat with you like a friend and break down what you need to learn with stories, jokes, and mnemonics. In my opinion, the production value and frequent segment changes in these video lessons, these clips are only about 5 to 12 minutes long, make them perfect for holding high schoolers' attention. Honestly, I think they are hands down the best on-demand video lessons in the entire SAT space. And I also think one of Kaplan's strengths is how they bounce back and forth between reviewing hard content, i.e. like how to solve algebra problems, and test-taking strategy for the new digital version of the test. That's one of the big factors that earn them such a high rating. I just think Kaplan and their instructors do a fantastic job in that respect. But that's just the on-demand video lectures. Around this, we also found their live online classes to be just as good, with lesson plans based on the same balance of teaching hard content and test-taking strategy, and their practice material is all very realistic. Kaplan has dumped a bunch of money into replicating the digital SAT experience, and it shows. Honestly, from a substantive perspective, there's really not much to knock with Kaplan. They just do everything really well, and their course as a whole is very cohesive and has a great flow to it. Plus, what's also nice about Kaplan, like I just touched on a minute ago, is that they're pretty affordably priced. Their course costs just $800, which sounds a bit expensive at first when you hear it, but as you'll see, it really isn't too bad. And even at that, Kaplan is frequently running sales and special promos, and you can usually find their packages for 20% off, so do make sure to look for coupon codes if there's a sale on before buying. In fact, I'll actually do my best to keep the description down below updated with the most current discount and promo codes that I can find floating around out there, so make sure to check out that text below the video screen and save yourself some money if you go with Kaplan. You should not have to pay full price for their course. Alright, so Kaplan gets the #1 spot. So next up on our best list is Princeton Review. And like Kaplan, Princeton also has done a great job updating their materials for the digital SAT and gives you everything you would need. live classes, video lessons, practice work, a study calendar, a higher score guarantee, just everything. The only downside that I'd say is that Princeton Review is a little bit more expensive than Kaplan. Their Essentials course, which is equivalent to Kaplan's course, costs about $150 more at $950. But with that said, Princeton Review does technically offer more digital SAT study material overall, and I would say that their live classes are slightly better. The Princeton instructors are fantastic, and the lesson plans and the live online classes we took were very strong. They too focus on a nice mix of content review and test-taking strategy, and we like that the class sizes were a touch smaller. Plus, like I just said, they beat Kaplan when it comes to quantity of practice problems and practice tests, as well as content access period. Princeton gives their students 12 months of access to their study materials as opposed to Kaplan's 6 months. And one nice kicker with the Princeton Review SAT packages is that you can optionally add 10 hours of private tutoring for only $200. That works out to just $20 per hour, which is a bargain in the test prep space. So if you're looking for personalized one-on-one attention or think you might add on some tutoring, then Princeton Review is a great option. So bottom line, when it comes to Princeton Review, think live classes, volume of practice work, and private tutoring. That's where they excel. All right, so the next course up on our list is PrepScholar, who gets our pick for offering the most value. At under $400, PrepScholar is a fantastic value for what you get, and they've done a great job of updating their materials for the digital version of the exam. Here's what you get. Detailed lesson modules, around 7,000 practice problems, 10 full-length practice tests, and a really cool study planner tool that uses AI to adapt to you. Let's actually start with that. Wrapped around all of the practice work in their program is an algorithm that constantly updates your study planner. Basically, their software analyzes your performance on practice questions as you work them and then adapts to you by reallocating question types in your queue. This reallocation is based on your strengths and weaknesses on your practice work and actual question weightings on the exam, which I think is very smart. And then the other highlight of this course is their practice work. 7,000 practice problems and 10 full-length practice tests is a ton of practice material, more than just about every other SAT prep provider in the industry. And it's all very high quality. The questions are realistic of what you'll see on test day, the new digital interface is excellent, and every practice problem comes with a digestible explanation breaking down why you got it right or wrong. Now, the one issue with PrepScholar is that the vast majority of their online lessons are text-based. They have some video lessons here and there, but by and large, the daily assigned learning modules contain text-based lessons. So I would say that if you're a visual learner, this could be an issue and you might want to stick with Kaplan or Princeton Review for their video lectures. But otherwise, that's the only real issue we have with PrepScholar's program. If you're fine with text lessons, then we really don't have much bad to say about PrepScholar at all. This course is an incredible value at their $397 price point, and they've done a great job of updating their materials for the switch to a computer adaptive test. But if you are a visual learner, do take note of this. And by the way, I should just note, PrepScholar isn't as aggressive as Kaplan or Princeton Review with deals and discounts on their prep courses, but you can sometimes snag $50 or $100 off, so make sure to check below for coupon codes on their course. I'll round up whatever we can find and paste those down below. All right, so last up on our list today is Magoosh, and they make the cut for one simple reason. This is an unbelievably cheap course. If to this point in this video you're thinking, oh my god, all these courses are so pricey and way more than what I was hoping to pay, then Magoosh is likely going to be your answer. This is the course for people who know that they need more than a $20 prep book off of Amazon, but also don't want to spend like $500 on a course. That's where Magoosh slides in and positions themselves. This course costs just $130 and gives you a solid amount of study material, like 200 short on-demand video lessons, about 1,800 practice problems, 3 full-length mock exams, and problem explanations with every question in video and text format. But here's the thing with Magoosh. They offer some surprisingly strong materials for that price tag, but they also haven't been as great as other courses about updating their program for the switch to digital. From what we could tell, they're still kind of transitioning over a lot of their lessons and retooling their practice tests, but still, you cannot beat this value, and that's why we include them. The reality is that the switch from traditional SAT to digital SAT isn't a massive substantive jump. Like I said at the top of this video, most of the changes are related to formatting and timing. The underlying content being tested is still largely the same as before. So the fact that Magoosh hasn't fully updated their SAT prep program yet isn't the end of the world. Their video lessons and practice problem bank will still be a solid benefit, much better than a simple prep book, but it's also not perfect. Anyway, that about does it for the detail in this video. But before I get to my final thoughts and verdict, I do just want to mention that since you're studying for the SAT, we actually give away a free prep course every single month to one lucky person. It's super simple to enter in, everyone is eligible. I'll put all the details down below in the description on how to get entered, but just know it takes like 10 seconds and hey, you never know, you could win yourself a totally free SAT prep course. Okay, so final thoughts. Which SAT prep package is right for you? Well, in the end, I think it really boils down to your budget and learning style. Like I just talked about with Magoosh, if you're just looking for an ultra cheap prep package in the $100 range, let's say, that would be Magoosh. They're a nice budget option. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, if you're willing to pay more and you're looking for solid live classes and maybe some one-on-one tutoring, then Princeton Review is a great choice with their strong live class format and optional tutoring hours. Or if you're looking for a solid course priced in the mid-tier range, maybe around $400, that's PrepScholar. Their curriculum is super efficient and smart, their digital SAT updates are impressive, and all of their practice work is a big value add. But if you're just here looking for the absolute best SAT course that we've reviewed, that is without a doubt Kaplan. No other course seems to have done as much to bring the materials in line with the new digital version of the test, and their course remains super strong in terms of content delivery and practice work. I would say that Kaplan probably gives you the best chance of scoring 1500 or better on the SAT. But anyway, that's all I've got for you. I hope this video was helpful and you learned a little something. If so, please return the favor by subscribing to our channel, liking this video, and drop me a quick comment below. That would be really appreciated. And again, if you want to see that full detailed written guide that I mentioned earlier in this video, just hop on over to our website. Again, that's testprepinsight.com, or you can check out the other videos we have on our YouTube channel. We've got a bunch of great content out there. But as always, thanks for watching, best of luck, and I'll see you in the next one.